Hey, it's Pinkmon, and I just wanted to make this quick introduction video for my new series, The Goth Legacy, so I can explain what it is and how it's going to work. So this is a series I've been planning since before I started YouTube, and it's the thing that made me really want to start a channel in the first place. I've been writing a storyline for it for literally years, and I'm really excited to finally share it. I've been kind of putting it off because compared to series like Not So Berry Challenge and Eevee Legacy Challenge, this series is a lot more personal because it's entirely my own creation. It's not just a challenge based on rules made by somebody else. That's why I've been nervous to put it out there, but I just decided why the heck not now. So the first thing I need to mention is notice the title is Goth Legacy and it doesn't have the word challenge in it because it's not a legacy challenge. I'm not following any of the legacy challenge rules, but the basis of the series is following the Goth family through multiple generations, hopefully 10 or more. So in that sense, it's about their family's legacy. As for the format of the series, it's going to be sort of a fusion of a regular LP where you get to watch me actually play with the family and a machinima series, kind of like the trailer video, which you should definitely watch if you haven't yet. At the beginning and end of each episode, there will be a mini machinima, like a prologue and an epilogue. There may also be some longer, purely machinima episodes if I feel like the story calls for that. Now, some of the things I want to mention about the gameplay. I'll be playing with lifespan on long, but there could possibly be time skips if I feel like they're needed in the story. The content of the story will be more mature than my other series. So if you don't like dramatic stories about cheating and violence and sometimes creepy or depressing topics, you may just want to avoid this series. I'll be switching between two different households, at least in the beginning. Of course, the Goths will be the main family, but also their neighbors, the Valentines. If you haven't already seen the Create a Sim video for them, you should really go watch it after this to learn their backstory. I'll link that in the description box along with the townie makeover I did on the Goths. By the way, the save file that I'm playing this in is my townie makeover save, so every townie in the series will look different than their default EA look. Next, I want to give a brief overview of the story. So my version of the Goth family is very old-fashioned. They have an actual legacy system in place where the firstborn son inherits the family estate and is responsible for carrying on the family name. Since they're really old-fashioned, it is a patriarchal legacy, so they've only ever had male heirs up until this point. Because of this, Cassandra Goth has always felt kind of unwanted and useless to her family. Her parents do love her just as much as Alexander, but he has gotten special treatment and more attention since they've been grooming him to be the family heir. Cassandra also struggles in school because of bullying and this group of mean girls who just use her for money but then treat her like crap. While Alexander has lots of friends and is really popular with the girls, though he's always been cautious with girls since Bella has drilled it into his head that lots of girls will try to take advantage of him and use him for his money. She's like a super overprotective mom and honestly doesn't like any girl who shows interest in him. Bella works as a secret agent, but her family has no idea. They think she works in a law firm. Think of her as like a Sims version of an FBI agent who has to keep their cover even from their family. Mortimer is a writer who mainly writes mystery and thriller novels, but he's so focused on his writing that Bella feels really neglected. And that's why, as you saw in the trailer, she's having a secret affair. Mortimer knows something's up with her because she comes home late hours of the night, but Bella denies she's doing anything wrong. Their marriage is definitely really bad right now, but they portray themselves in public as a perfect happy couple. Now, if you want a more in-depth background story of the Valentine family, definitely watch their Create a Sim video like I said, but the basic summary of them is Victor is a high-ranking member of the Mafia, but of course his family thinks he's just a businessman. His wife, Rebecca, is a classical musician. She plays piano, and she's basically a musical genius. They have a toddler named Damien, and they have a child, Cecilia, who is the evil little girl you saw in the trailer video. And she is based on Cecilia Goth from The Sims 3 for Nintendo DS. She was Alexander Goth's wife in that game. And in this series, of course, she starts out as a child. So this is supposed to be how they ended up getting married, or how she conned him into marrying her. So that's about all I wanted to say before the first episode. I went to film episode 1 and I just felt like it was lame since they kept pausing to explain all of this. So that's why I decided to make a separate introduction video so I can get right into playing in part 1. I hope you're excited for the series to start next week, because I definitely am. Thanks so much for listening to me ramble. Please leave a like, a comment, and subscribe, and I hope I'll see you in part 1. Bye!